But right now, we get an opportunity to do something that I love to do each and every week. Whenever we can get them on and get a chance to talk to my main man, Chuck Jones from Sideline Stories. We got Chuck joining us. How you doing this morning, Chuck?
Hey, what's going on? What's going on, team, man? How's everything down there?
Hey, good morning.
We're good, man. We're feeling real good right now. So, glad to have you on. So, I know you're coming in with the scoop. You got a special guest that's going to be joining us today, which I can't wait to get a chance to talk to this guy.
Well, listen, we got my main man, the hottest coach in college right now, Coach Jerry Stackhouse, head coach of Vanderbilt.
Oh, my God.
Good morning, everybody.
Hey,
Coach, how you doing? I want to call you Jerry, but man, I'm sorry, I got to call you Coach.
I know, right? Good morning, Coach. How you doing?
What's happening, Earl? Everything good, man. Hanging.
I know, Coach. I know you. Yeah. I know you got a lot going on today, obviously. But just to step back, man. Just congratulations, because I know the season before, the Commodores did win a league game, but you guys, you got them playing well. They won the last two games of the regular season, and I just want to just give you a shout out for that, because you really got your kids playing well right now.
Yeah, man, our guys are just kind of continue to grind and continue to work. Just happy that they're competing and, sitting in a good space right now. Got a lot of confidence going into the SEC tournament. We play tonight, got the nightcap. So, about to go to shoot around here in a little bit, prepare a little bit, but I think we're ready to get going.
Coach, how have you been able to bring everybody together? I know right now you're playing with 6 scholarship players, a lot of injuries. You're throwing walk-ons in and out of the game, and you have those guys performing, playing like they're All-Americans, man. How have you been able to put all that together?
Well, man, I think we just got a great group, man. Guys that listen, they want to get better. They trust what myself and the coaching staff are trying to teach them. And they never, even though they've had some disappointing losses, and had to kind of revamp our team when we had a couple of major injuries. We lost our starting center earlier in the year, and then lost our lead scorer in the first game of the SEC. So we really had to kind of, like I said, revamp and figure out a different way to play on the fly. But we were able to do that. The guys continued to, to trust what we were saying, and here we are. Some good things starting to happen to us at the right time. So it's credit to them. Credit to our coaching staff, and just the support that we've gotten from our fans. They haven't wavered, even though we lost some tough games and things didn't go as well as we'd like to in the beginning. But man, we're really in a good place now, and like I said, excited to play Arkansas tonight.
Outstanding. We're talking with head basketball coach Jerry Stackhouse of Vanderbilt University, Vanderbilt Commodores, and Coach was just talking about kicking off the SEC tournament. Tonight against Arkansas. You got a pretty tough competition ahead of you tonight. But, Coach, talking about this season, talking about taking the helm at Vanderbilt, building the program, getting it going, kind of charting these guys through some of these tough losses that you mentioned. What's been the common theme for this group of young men as you kind of made it through this season?
Well, I just think for us it's just like getting better. We have to kind of improve internally. It's not like, they have had some, one and done type kids, some, 5-star, but it hadn't really boded well for the program. So I think the formula and the blueprint that I'm trying to establish here is for us to, get, 4-year guys that may not be 5-star, may be 3-star, 4-star, but they're guys that can grow. And I think that how we want to play and the things that we want to do, it takes a little bit of time to comprehend, a little bit of time to understand exactly, what we want to do. And we had everybody new, all of our juniors, and, we had one senior, but everybody was pretty much freshmen. So, because they were learning the style of play that we want, how we wanted to scheme defensively. So it was a little bit of a learning curve. But now that we have that, I think it'll definitely be good for us going forward. So now it's kind of like each one teach one. The younger guys, the freshmen that are coming in now, will definitely have an older group that they can look to and understand exactly, how we go about our business.
We are lucky to be joined by Chuck Jones, Sideline Stories. Chuck joins us periodically. to give us an insight to a lot of things. Of course, his childhood friend, head basketball coach Jerry Stackhouse is on with Chuck right now as well. Go ahead, Chuck.
Coach, I'm going to ask you, well, there are two questions everybody wants to know. The first one is, what are you doing over there? I saw a couple of the coaches after you played them. LSU coach said, we ran a 2-3, we ran a 1-3-1, we ran a 2-2-1, a boxing one. I just couldn't stop it. I don't know what's going on. So I'm going to ask you what everybody wants to know. What are you doing over there, and how can you get some of that over to Carolina?
Oh, that's funny. That's funny.
Man, the thing where, again, I think it's about learning how to play the game. Not really trying to box these kids up into one style of, okay, we're just going to play one way, because, a lot of them have aspirations to play at the next level. Not everybody will play, but they have aspirations to play. So I think it's important for us to teach them different schemes, so we have a lot of different sets. We don't just have the one continuity offense that we just rely on. So I think when, other people see that, they feel like okay, it's something new, it's something different, but it's just it's almost like muscle confusion. I mean, I think that's one of the most popular, training, strength training things right now, muscle confusion. And I like to think, the basketball style that we have and we teach is muscle confusion and giving you a lot of information, but our guys have really been receptive to it, and they understand a lot about basketball, a lot more than they did when we started, back in the spring. So, I mean, again, proud of their growth. We had, two players, Saban Lee was all conference, made second team all conference, and Scottie Pippen was all freshman, made the all freshman team. So again, those guys, I don't think they were at that level at the beginning of the season, but their hard work, their attention to detail, staying focused allowed them to get some recognition here at the end of the year. So again, like I said, proud of those guys for sticking with it.
Outstanding. We're talking with head basketball coach for Vanderbilt University, Vanderbilt Commodores. Head coach, muscle confusion, that ain't nothing new. My muscles been confused all my life, so I don't know.
Yeah, because you have none.
That ain't no new term. Muscle confusion. I could have told you that.
I know.
But anyway, so yeah, coach. Talking about this year, you were just talking about some of the things you got the players on. So, talk about what is playing in coaching now for you, coaching in the SEC and the level of talent and what you see night in and night out in the SEC, especially coming from the ACC and now getting an opportunity now to coach in the SEC. Talk about that level of talent night in and night out, what you guys are facing.
Well, I mean, I've always been a little bit biased. I grew up in ACC country, and obviously went to North Carolina, so I was always biased about ACC basketball. But I understand and always looked at SEC more as a football conference.
Yep.
I mean, I think my outlook has definitely changed, man. It's one of the top conferences in the country. We boast a lot of the top talent, the draft picks. Last year we got I think 8 teams into the tournament, and could be probably 5 or 6 teams getting in this year. So the conference is tough. I mean, great coaches who understand the game of basketball, and then like I said, draft picks, top talent. And we just got to make sure that we continue to get some of that talent ourselves, because, again, when you're playing these high-level athletes, you got to have other high-level athletes to be able to compete. But I like who we are. I like my, opportunity that I have here at Vanderbilt, being the first African-American head coach.
Yeah, I was going to mention that.
So I think
yeah.
So it's I mean, I take it as a charge. I really do. I mean, I know that there are a lot of people that are banking on, my success and us having success here to open up some doors and some more opportunities for other young African Americans to get these opportunities. So I definitely don't take that charge lightly. Oh,
wow. That's very well said. Chuck, we're going to leave you with the last question.
Well, Coach, I'm going to give you a short one and a long one. How much would it cost us to get you, Sheed, and Jeff back on the same bench? That's the short one. And
Jerry, like, what are you
we need to bring the team back together, man. We need to get the team back together.
Man, those guys are doing well, man. They're doing well. All of them. Hopefully one day we may be able to do that. I mean, I think everybody's kind of in their own respective lanes right now, trying to continue to grow and help young kids. I think that's the main thing. It doesn't matter where you're at or where you're doing it. I think we all have we learned a lot from Coach Smith. We learned a lot from the coaches that we've had over the years, and now we're just using that as an opportunity to give back to the game, give back to the people coming behind, after us, and you never know where this thing could lead down the road, man. But we stay connected. I talk to those guys all the time. We're always talking basketball, always trying to improve and get better. So you never know, Hula. You never know what might come on down the pipe.
Well, I know Coach Smith he's looking down his crowd right now.
Yeah,
guys, man. I know he is, man. And just one last thing, I know a lot of the stuff you do, man. You've done so much for women in sports. You have a female chief of staff, assistant. Like you're just breaking, so many stereotypes. Why? What's put that in you to want to help like that?
Well, I think I just know if you want to get something done, you better ask some women to do it.
I know that's right.
I agree with that.
Jam just finally spoke up there.
I'm with Jam. You better ask them.
I think they bring something special to the table for us, especially with our guys. I think they have a nurturing hand. I think Adele, who runs our basketball operations office for the most part, and really deal with the administration, and Nikki, she's been with me the longest of anyone on the coaching staff. She understands exactly how we're supposed to do things, how I like things. So she's really great with the onboarding of all of our younger staff and making sure that they know exactly what to do. So their roles are invaluable to our success and whatever success we have going forward. So we're definitely glad to have them, and just being an advocate for the WNBA, being on their board. I think it's just continuing the growth of the game to make sure that we've got to get girls playing basketball again. A lot of them that just the numbers have fallen off, so we got to make sure that they're playing and getting engaged in the game again. So we've all taking that charge to be an advocate and making sure that we're still promoting the game to not only to young boys, but to young girls as well. So it's just kind of a passion that I have, and going to continue to maintain that.
Wow, awesome. Hey, Chuck, man, thank you so much. Chuck's on the sideline story. And Coach Jerry Stackhouse, hey, good luck tonight, Coach. At 9:30, they take on Arkansas. And you making us proud, my friend. Keep on, my friend. Thank you so much.
Appreciate you, man. Y'all take care.
All right, be good, Coach.